Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict and I'm about to get a bit geeky when it comes to skate sizing. So I am a 44-year-old with a lot of feet problem, more like ankle problems from breaking ankles and twisted ankles and all that stuff. And I never really cared too much about skate sizing up until like 5 years ago, I would say, maybe 6 years ago. And the way that this went was, sorry, this is something here and it's freaking me out. Something was showing on the computer. The way that this thing went was like, since I've started inline skating, I am a size 43 usually, 27.5. European 43, and I always use my skates 43. Sometimes I would go 44 on some models, but in general I would be size 43, I would say, all the time. There was an exception, I would say maybe, I don't know, around 2003 or 2004, that someone gave me a pair of USD UFS thrones and they were size 41, 42, and I had some Salomon ST92 liners and I put them in and I could fit my skating really snug, and I did skate them for a bit. Those were actually the skates that I was using when I had a daily bread profile or feature or whatever that was. Those were the skates that I was using. But other than that, I always used skates in what I would say my size. And I did work with power slide, and independently if I was skating on aggressive skates or free skates, I was always using a size 43. I did felt that when I was using a bigger wheel size, like a 125, sometimes I would feel a bit sketchier if I was using a plastic boot, and then if I would use a carbon boot, I would feel that I would have a bit more control. And I always thought that was happening because the materials have different properties. Of course, carbon is way stiffer than plastic, and I always thought it was just that. But I never thought that the feet of the carbon skate from Power Slide that I used to skate, the Hardcore Evo, was actually way more snug around my foot, and that would give me a lot more support. Back then, I didn't really took that much advantage of our snug feeling skate would affect the stability on my ankles. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think back then I didn't thought about it that much. And then I think it was in 2019 that or 2018, 2019, around those times, I bought my first Intuition liner. And when I bought my Intuition liner, everyone used to say that when you got those liners, you can actually downsize your skates and it's a completely different feeling. So that's what I did. That was also the time that I was starting to work with micro. And I remember that I tried their carbon skate in size 42, the Micro Delta and the Delta F, which fit me great. And I did try the MT Plus, which is a plastic shell boot in size 41, 42, which did fit me with their liners, but it also fit with other liners, such as a MyFit liner, or especially with the Intuition liner, it felt really, really great. So I started thinking that was my size for everything, like a 42.5, I should downsize everything. And from that moment on, I also tried to go with a smaller skate for aggressive skating. Some of the skates I could fit, some it was not the best experience. A good example of that would be, as an example, the USD sway. I tried several sways along my time with that skate, and my first pair of USD sways. I think they were the second generation. And I had a size 43 USD sway. And they actually felt really good. I skated them with big wheels, with the Kaiser Trimax. Those were great. When the last generation sway, previous to last, because the last one is the one with the newer sole plate, I think. When the one right before the one that we have now, basically the same mold but with the previous sole plate came out, I still got them in size 43 and I really enjoyed them. I had the farmer skates. I had more skates, but I think I had the first ones. I had the farmer, the gray farmers. I really liked them in size 43. And then I had the newer farmer. I think they already came with the newer sole plate. I also like them, but I felt like they were a bit big. Maybe because I was skating so much with a smaller size on free skates. So then I wanted to try a smaller size. So I got the Carlos Bernal sways in a smaller size. And it wasn't the most pleasant experience. I do love the skate, but it was too tight. And I had the same experience with different skates. A good example of that would be this. This is a skate that I didn't really spoke that much in the channel. This is the M909, the Schmediums. And when I had the mediums, I thought they were a little bit too spacious. I did try them with different liners and I kept on thinking they were a bit too spacious. So when I heard about the Schmediums, I thought that was it. And I got them. And they are comfortable. I don't even have the problem that I have with some of the skates when I try downsizing, which is hitting the toe. So I wouldn't say that I'm downsizing with these skates, but I will tell you that the skates, the way they are, I like them a lot for bowl skating or for skate park skating, where I try to have a closer to a free skate feel on my feet. I don't know if this makes a lot of sense to you, but basically when I free skate, when I use a big wheel skate, I want my skate to be more like wrapped around so that I can go speed, I can edge more, but like completely in control when I go on the inside edge or on the outside edge or all that. While on the aggressive skates, for me to be able to move my feet in certain ways and grind in certain ways, like backslides and torics and topsides and all that, maybe also because my feet are not the healthiest feet out there, they don't bend in certain ways as they used to, I feel like I am better with a bigger skate. So when I skated these, I did felt like I had more control skating a bowl, and I love them. I feel like they're like really fast for bowl skating, and especially with this frame, I feel like control. But when I try to skate like more like technical, doing a different type of tricks, I struggle a bit more. And that probably has to do with my skill other than anything else. I'm not expecting everyone to agree with me on this thing that I'm speaking today, but I'm gonna bring another skate that I had a completely different experience. Meaning different from the smaller size to the bigger size. So this is the FR UFR skate. I first had the Anthony Potier, and the Anthony Potier skate I had it in size, I think they call it 42, 43, but it's a smaller size shell that comes with an Intuition liner. Do I have the, yeah, I do have the Intuition liner here. Give me 1 second. It does come with this liner, and it's a smaller size shell. But I really like them, and just like those 909 Schmediums, I didn't felt like they were too small. So I wouldn't say that I was downsizing those skates, because I didn't felt like my toe was hitting the front. I didn't felt a lot of pressure on the side of my feet. I didn't felt any of it. But I did felt like I couldn't bend my feet the same way that I can with other skates, especially when they are bigger. And that's something that, as I just said, that I experienced with the USD Sways. So when I bought these, I bought them one size bigger. This shell is a 43-44 shell. And when I made a video about this, most people were saying, oh, you're gonna feel like it's too spacious, your feet are going to be moving a lot inside. And I didn't. Yes, my foot is not as locked inside as they were on the Poitier 43-44 with the Intuition line, 42-43 with the Intuition liners that had a smaller shell. But I enjoyed the fact that they weren't as locked. And I could skate ball with it too. Like, I don't feel like I have the same exact level of control in terms of like going fast and being able to, the skate is not as responsive, I would say, but it will give me the other side that I think makes the skating more joyful if I'm going to be aggressive skating, which is being able to put my feet in certain positions. Now, I'm going to need to bring this skate because this skate is probably the only one that I can show exactly what I'm saying. So this is, let me show you this. I need to get another skate that I have there. Give me 1 second. Okay. So, this is the boot. This is the brand that I work. I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is just a skate that I have access to a lot of them in all these different sizes, and I have a lot of experience because I've been skating it a lot over the past year. So, this is the Flying Eagle Falcon boot. This is a size 41-42 shell, which it fits me great with a stock liner. Now, I love it for free skating, I really do. Even if it's really, really tight around my feet, I don't feel like a pressure point in the front or in the sides. It's just really snug around my feet. Again, the type of feeling that I've learned to really love and enjoy, the type of control that I get, especially for those wheel slides and for like going fast around the city. It gives me a little bit more power on every push, like that power transfer, those power transfer words that everyone uses. But at the end of the day, I feel, more performance in a skate like this. I can also skate the same boot as an aggressive skate. I haven't skated this one, but I've skated several different ones. I've skated like the one that I'm going to show you next. The next two skates that I'm going to show you, I've skated them in aggressive skate like this. This is the Enkidu, which is the same boot, similar boot with a sole plate on the frame. And yes, this frame is tall. This is the frame that comes with 65mm wheels. And when I skated them, when I tried to skate a 41-42, I struggle for certain tricks with this. Yes, again, it's a tall frame. So when it comes to doing torques with these, I really, really struggle. It's hard for me to bend my foot enough to be able to do that. On the other hand, when I skate the exact same skate, and yes, I'm going to show you the skate with a different frame, but when I skate that skate flat with a different size, and here I'm playing with different liners and all these different things. This is a Nomad liner, it's just a test that I've been doing. This is the FR frame that comes on those boots. But I did skate this skate flat for a very long time. First with the original frame, and then also with the T-neck frame, and it's such a different experience from a size which I'm trying to downsize, which fit me, to what's supposed to be my size, that for a lot of people should be too roomy. For aggressive skating, I do like these a lot more. And even when I skate them in anti-rocker, and this is with the Kaiser Fluid 4, it's just such a different skate. I kind of feel like with this skate, which is a repurposed aggressive skate made out of a free skate. This skate right here, it was made to be a free skate, and Ollie Bennett had the idea of making the reverse of power blading by putting a sole plate and turning a free skate into an aggressive skate and coming with something like the pink one that I just showed you. It was never supposed to be like the highest performance aggressive skate, but I feel like I can do everything with this. I honestly feel like I can do most stuff. Like I'm not Alex Brosco, I'm not running for Soti or anything like that, but I feel like I can do everything with this. And even when I skate flat, I feel good. I can basically do all my stuff. Now, when I try to do the same type of stuff with a size smaller, I struggle. So I'm doing this video and I'm just going around and rumbling around all this stuff, basically because at the end of the day, what I think I've discovered this year is that when I skate big wheels, I want my skates to be as snug as possible. I wouldn't call it downsize, because downsizing is going through pain. I don't want to go through pain, and I'll get there in a second. But I want to have the skates as snug as possible. And I do know that usually, especially me, I don't do jumps when I free skate. If I do, it's nothing with impact. I do not want to jump and hit my toes in the front. And this is something that happens when I try to downsize skates. Or even sometimes like vibration from going downstairs or some, I don't want that. But if I don't have that, and if I have a snug feeling, that's what I want for big wheel skates. 80 millimeters, 90 millimeters, 100, 125, whatever. I need that type of feeling. I need that type of feet for that type of skate. When it comes to aggressive skating, I need my foot to be able to have some movement inside. And I'm not expecting to go like surfing inside my skate, but I need some movement inside the skate. And that's probably the reason why so many people enjoy the dam skates, or so many people like the razor skates, because they have that, they give you a little bit that type of feeling. And yes, a lot of people really need to downsize them and to use them really tight and all that. But others really like that type of movement. I am one of those that for aggressive skating, I need certain movement. So yeah, I think that's where I am with this. Now, when it comes to downsizing skates, this is something that I briefly spoke about this in another video, but over the past couple of months, not even couple of months, it's been a lot now, the past 7 months, 8 months, I started running. And from running, I started looking a lot into running shoes, and yeah, I fell into the marketing running rabbit hole. But I did learn some things I want to think that, or maybe I was just tricked like everyone else. But one thing does make sense, to me at least, which is if I use the same skates for running all the time, and if I'm going to be running really long distances, I sometimes start feeling pain in my knee in a certain place or in my foot in a certain place. By changing my shoes, my running shoes, I end up putting my feet in different positions, or I end up running a tiny bit different, because the shoes can have different, they call it drop. They can have like a different heel raise height or a different angle of attack. Like some of them have the rock ring more in the front, some more in the middle, and these will make you run differently, which will somehow have different repercussions in your body. With skating, I kind of feel that that can help me too. Like if I am not expecting people to buy several skates, I'm not saying that, but if I'm going to be using the same skate really tight all day, every day for everything, if I already have more functions on my feet, or if I already had like certain bones giving me points of pressure, well, what I'm trying to say is that not everything is going to break into the skates. And it's like, I know that in the skiing industry, people tend to just shape the plastic differently, or they just do changes on the plastic in order for your feet to fit inside the skate. In skating, skates are made with different techniques. I don't know if it's something that you can do it as good. I've tried to do it with different boots. I felt like the plastic somehow didn't became the same. I'm not saying that it affect anything, but like I've tried with a green pair of these, and the plastic, that it's a bit more like, it's not fully shiny here, but the part that I tried to bring it out got a bit different, the plastic. I don't think it affects the performance of the skate, but I don't see that happening with ski boots when people try to expand different areas. I don't know if the plastic is not made to do that. Yeah, I know that the plastic is not made to be expandable, but I don't know how much it affects the skate or not. But I do know that if I skate with some really tight, with skates like that, I'm trying to downsize and I'm trying to just put them in just for the sake of fitting like a skate, that when I look from the top, yeah, this looks a lot better. No one really cares. Just get the skates that are the most comfortable that you can, and go skate more. It's like the worst thing for me, it's to put a pair of skates and then 15 minutes later I need to take them off because they are hurting. And I get it. When they are new, sometimes you need to go through that process, but for how long do we need to go through this process? Most of the people that buy skates don't even skate enough to break into skates. When I first started skating, and most of the people that probably watch these, or they're watching or will be watching, whatever, when we were younger, or some of you probably do it now, we skate several hours in the summer. Like, we put the skates in the morning and we take them out for lunch, and sometimes we don't even take them out for lunch and we skate all day. That you break into skates. But even then, if you're having really tight skates, it's not going to be the best experience. So you just want something that fits you, right? So yeah, that's where I am right now. I think when I put a pair of aggressive skates, I want something that just feels comfortable and I can do it for a very long period of time. For free skating, I want something snug that I'm able to jump, and I don't jump too high, but anyway, something that my toes don't hit the front, because I don't like that nails pain. So yeah, I just learned in 2024 that I need 2 different sides of the same skate for urban skating and aggressive skating. Don't do the same as I do. It's just me. I think that's what I've learned, and this is just me sharing some experiences that no one really probably cares, but this is me. Now, with that being said, I'm sorry for making you go through the whole thing if you did. If there's any other topics that you want to hear me discuss like this, let me know. It's something that I want to do a little bit more often. At least play a little bit more with different skates. And because you waited until now, let me show you something. That's it. Cheers, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because yeah, I talk about skating and you might like it too. And don't forget why we all started skating, and that is because it's fun. Cheers, see you soon.